Hey everybody. Well, I just got back from viewing a potentially world-ending drama about massive chaos. But enough about this week's election. I've been dealing with that with my good share of both booze and bleach. And I went out and saw the new science fiction movie Arrival, starring Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, Forrest Whitaker, and directed by the director of Sicario, Denis Let me get that pronunciation. Villeneuve. Yeah. So, what did I think of Arrival? Well, I actually really enjoyed this movie, but I kind of thought at the end it went a bit off the rails. I mean, the ending is interesting and it kind of goes into a plot twist, almost Shyamalan-esque, old school Shyamalan-esque kind of territory. It just wasn't what I thought the movie was leading up to in the beginning. Like, the first 2/3 of this movie, I consider to be masterpiece material. Like, some of the best science fiction I have ever seen. I feel the ending kind of went for more plot twisty areas than really fully living up to what the first 2/3 of this movie were really building towards. So the plot of this movie is one we've seen before. Aliens arrive on Earth, and of course the world falls into chaos dealing with this unforeseen thing. And it always makes you think what would happen in the real world if an alien intelligence were to really arrive on Earth. And it kind of goes into how would first contact really go. We've seen so often an unrealistic portrayal of alien visitors as being humanoids, and communication is almost really easy. Like, there's just, how do you understand our language? Well, I use this to do so. Oh, that explains everything. And here's the funny thing, I'm guilty of that myself. As longtime readers of this channel know, I'm also kind of a budding science fiction writer, and spoiler for the book I wrote, I have a main character, my novel's more geared towards children, who meets an alien visitor, and he instantly is able to talk to him because the alien visitor has a device called a language belt, okay? It was just something I thought of to explain how he's able to communicate, that basically changes his language instantly to the same language as the humans, alright? So they instantly start talking to each other, but in the real world, that's not how it would go. It was convenient for the story I was trying to tell, which was a coming-of-age story for my 14-year-old main character, but it's not really how a first contact with an alien visitor would go. This movie feels so much more realistic, of really showing how difficult communication with an alien intelligence so radically different from us would really be. I mean, this would be from something that had no contact with the Earth, and their form of communication would certainly be radically different. Alright, and it goes through all the gritty scientific and linguistic details of how that would go, and it felt very grounded. And I absolutely loved this. It really made me think of how this would happen. And even the design of the aliens themselves, just how radically alien they feel. They're not just a guy with pointed ears. They're something way out there. Alright, all just felt really realistic to me, of how this could possibly go. Because I do feel, I don't know, assuming Trump don't blow up the world before then, that humanity will someday encounter an alien intelligence different from our own. And I always wondered, how would that happen? And there's going to be some spoilers going forward. The ending, I thought, kind of went off the rails because it kind of decided to go into more metaphysical aspects of how the aliens and humans perceive time differently. This is interesting, and like the movie Interstellar kind of explored similar things, but it felt more appropriate in Interstellar, which really was about wormholes and Einstein's theory of relativity. But in this movie, with its first 2/3 dealing simply with communicating with an alien intelligence, it didn't feel correct. I don't really agree that the laws of time and the laws of physics would be different for an alien intelligence than they would be for us. They probably would have evolved using similar processes of natural selection that we have on this planet, And that would give us kind of a similarity between the two intelligences. And it felt like that's what it was going towards the first two thirds, but then it kind of, I thought, went a bit off the rails. So I'm very mixed about the way the movie ended. And even the opener, which it kind of leads into that weird plot twist at the end. Like, it almost reminded me of the opening of Up, actually, the Pixar movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. And I thought it was going to have some kind of emotional payoff in the end, and it kind of did, but it wasn't what I was expecting, and I didn't feel that was quite a good thing in this case. So, overall, this is a smart, intelligent science fiction movie. It treats its audience with a great deal of respect, and I think that people looking for that will really enjoy this movie. Alright, well, best of luck to everyone. Bring out the bleach, and I hope everybody has a safe and good November. Bye.